My routine has always been the same. Light the fire, grab a glass, 2 ice cubes, 4 fingers of bourbon, sit down at my desk and write a chapter. Being a creature of habit was cathartic for me. Without my routine, I'm nothing. Well, at least I used to think I'd be nothing, but I know better now. Orange and yellow fluttered across a blank white page hanging loosely from my typewriter. I loved the pressure it took to press the keys. Every letter was a powerful commanding decision. A typewriter makes writing the art it was meant to be. I had consumed more than my fair share of bourbon on that particular night, and it wasn't enough to grease the gears. Ideas had come to a grinding halt, and I had resigned myself to having one more glass and rolling the dice on the severity of the next day's hangover. From the corner of my eye, I saw it through the slit in the curtains. A red eye the size of a small plate glared at me. I froze. I was alone. I was in between live-in girlfriends, and although they loved me, I had never had an affinity for pets. I whirled around to get a better look, but nothing was there. That second glass of bourbon seemed much less appealing now. I chalked it up to writer's block and too much whiskey and turned back to the page. Nothing came. I had hoped my brief brush with insanity may have unclogged the pipes. Nope. My glass was slick with sweat as I inverted it to extract the last few copper-colored drops that resided there. Through the warped image of the glass, I saw, to my horror, there it was again. This time, the iris was a shade of green, the same emerald color every sexy red-headed Irish actor wore in the movies. This time, I continued to look through my peripherals, and as I waited, more eyes gathered in the windows. Red, blue, hazel, purple. Every color of the rainbow and in all shapes and sizes. My heart was trying to punch a hole in my chest. I was paralyzed. No 2 eyes were the same in color, shape, or size, and I assumed that no 2 eyes resided on the same face. I began to draw in breath as I amped myself up. Fake courage and real courage are the same thing after all. I leapt from my seat and raced to the window. The eyes didn't fade or slowly pop out of existence as I faced them. They simply no longer inhabited the same plane of existence that I had been occupying, if that makes sense. I wrenched the blinds closed and hurried into my room. It was time to put that waking nightmare to rest. It is now day 253. I have been without food or water for the better part of a week, and have finally begun to exhibit symptoms of dehydration and starvation. I have tried everything to escape their gaze. Everything has failed. I have come to the conclusion that they are simply here to observe. They have never hurt me, and in fact, they have saved my life on numerous occasions. A life I have tried so many times to extinguish. The day after, I awoke, confused and very much in pain. I had clearly crapped out on the hangover, and the morning washed over me in painful waves of color and light. I sat up with my head in my hands and thanked my lucky stars the night was over. As a circular shadow sprang into being on my comforter, I inched my vision towards the one-paned window in my room. To my dismay, but not to my surprise, one single eye had returned to follow me. It sat there, placidly observing me. I slowly moved from the bed towards the doorway, and the people followed me like a trained sniper. I ran for the front door. My hands closed around the small brass knob. It turned easily in my hand, and the door didn't protest to being opened. I sighed in relief. I had assumed that neither would work. I took a step outside and breathed in the fresh morning air. My joy was cut short as my pelvis shot backwards and I was hurled back into my home. That was the last time the doorknob worked. Since then, I have tried just about every conceivable method to end this waking nightmare. Did you know a double-barrel shotgun could jam? Me either. Maybe the bullets were just dead. Faulty from production to package. Fairly unlikely for 100 rounds though. Oh, and when you drop a toaster into the bathtub with you, the electricity feels like thousands of tiny eyelashes kissing your skin. At least it does when the current can't kill you. All the knives have gone dull and all the pills must have expired. Nothing works. Everything in this house is dead, except for me. Every morning I wake, the cabinets are stocked with food. My ice tray always has just 2 cubes, and my bourbon is always topped off. If I try to drink before it's time, the ice becomes fused to the tray. And after I try to drink myself to death, the bourbon only appears at night. The eyes learn. The eyes provide. The eyes watch. They are always watching. I deviate and they adapt. They put me back on the righteous path. They must have been watching me for a while before I noticed them. They want me to write. They need me to perform. Perhaps I'm an exhibit in an intergalactic zoo. Too bad I'm not the guy playing MJ in a game of one-on-one. I truly don't know anymore. I hope by the time they realize I am starving myself, it will be too late. It's a slow killer, and as long as I continue to write every night and drink my poison, they seem contented. If you are reading this, you will find over 200 pages of copies in this very desk drawer. Consider it my memoir or a cautionary tale. I could care less. I just need this to end. I tried to change. I want to change. But without my routine, I'm nothing. I am never alone.